One question that came in was around, what kind of questions can you ask corporate leaders to help them see the need to invest in these technology acquisitions? What do those conversations sound like, or does it sound a lot like the conversation we're having today? Your company, one of the things that Aqua Partners, your firm, does is bring insights to these decision makers that are not
Mhm,
necessarily publicly available.
mhm,
That's one of the
mhm,
things that you're doing to lead this movement, is
mhm.
really get in there and have conversations with these folks about what's really
Yeah.
happening, and helping them see, hopefully, their path to the future.
No, that's right. So the questions we ask are around the things that they should care about. So we ask about innovation. We ask, what's the structure of innovation in their company? Is there a division? Is it fragmented? How much do they spend on innovation versus R&D versus product management? How do they spend on innovation? Is it in-house people, employees, outsourced people? Is it consultants? Do they have innovation programs? Is it built into day-to-day work? How often do they report back on innovation? How has the spend been increasing or decreasing? We ask about those things. We ask if they've made any investments in any companies at all, whether it's corporate venture capital or incubators, or whether they've actually acquired companies. We ask about talent because, look, these are the things I've talked about them already that are what you get when you make a tech acquisition, as we say. You get ideas. You get, of course, you get the platform and the software. You get the people. So we ask about, how many people have you lost as a company in the last year, 2 years, that you didn't want to lose? Talent, sales talent, marketing talent, coding talent, development, innovation talent. How many have you lost to either your competitors, i.e., let's say an auto company that's not innovating, to maybe a GM Cruise? How many people have you lost to a tech disruptor, i.e., a Waymo, the Google automotive outfit? How many people have you lost to a startup company that's receiving venture capital, that's offering your executives options or shares or warrants? That's important. How many people have you lost, and how are you losing them? And is that frequency increasing or decreasing? And then how many people have you been able to recruit, that you wanted to recruit, that you really wanted to recruit, to fill extremely important positions? So not necessarily CEO or a C-suite, but below that, where the action's happening, boots on the ground. In the middle management is where you get the immune system kicking in, right? That is the problem in these companies typically, is you get an enlightened C-suite, an executive committee. They may not be all aligned, it may not be clarity, but they get it. It's the middle management that often is rejecting all of this, because it's rejecting change, and maybe I risk my job, I don't want to do it. That is what mindset's about. That's what you have to change. And so these questions are designed to understand where their head is, and to understand, if they are doing the right things. And by the way, if they really are losing a lot of talent and they're struggling to recruit talent, then they got to do something. So we ask those kind of questions. We ask about customers. In many cases, depends whether it's B2B, B2C, whether they're retaining customers or losing them. If so, how are they losing them? Is it a broadcaster losing them to a Hulu or Disney Plus now? That's a fascinating sector to talk about disruption. So we ask about the things that they care about, that are core business, things that move the needle. We don't necessarily talk about acquisitions and mergers and investments. That's the effect. So I'm a great believer in the cause effect relationship, 80-20 rule. And so
Yeah.
we focus on the things that are the source, the cause, mindset, number one. I mean, you may have seen this Last Dance about the Bulls and Michael Jordan, and the whole reason why that franchise became so successful, or one of them, was Michael Jordan's belief that even if we're up by 50 points, we're going to keep going. We never, never, never give up. We cannot, because we don't know how to, and we have to keep going and keep going. Otherwise, we're dead. And it's true with probably any person, but also with any company. You must have that mindset. So our questions are designed to understand, what kind of mindset do they have as a company? How badly do they want this? And because it really comes down to that to start with.